Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of Content Villain. I use quite a lot of AI writers in my online business. I've had access to this one for a few years now, I think. So I thought I was in a good place to share my opinions. So in this video, I'll be talking about the features of this AI writer, talking about the UI, and talking about obviously the AI generations. And I'll be using another tool that I use a lot that's called Writer, and I'll be using that to compare the AI outputs. So one of the things I'll say straight off the bat, you can see that I'm in the Content Villain app right now. They have made some effort recently, or fairly recently, to improve how the app looks, and they have tried to make it look more professional. I would say the dashboard is looking fairly okay, but unfortunately once you get into the app itself, like the writing aspect, it still seems kind of janky and not very well honed in my opinion. So hopefully they will put some more efforts on there. You can see on the dashboard that for you to use the AI tools, they only allow that after you have created a document. I would actually rather if they had the generations, the AI templates there straight on the dashboard, so that you have the option either to generate them right there, or to generate them within a document. But unfortunately they only seem to have the option of making a document, then you can do all the AI generations. Because sometimes when I work with these AI tools, for example, I might be making a YouTube video description. I don't want to start a whole new document. All I want to do is just very quickly generate some ideas that I can use. So that's why I would rather that they have both of the options rather than only the document option that they have right now. You can also see from this dashboard they have quite a lot of interesting options, obviously, as well as the AI writing function. This one is slightly unique, that they have webhooks and they have the API, so that means that you can connect Content Villain with other apps and use the generations from here in other apps. However, I would say that for a lot of people that might not be feasible, because you have to pay for quite a high priced tier for you to do that. They also have this thing called Email Detective. It does work, it works really well, but it just seems a bit weird, like to have an email finding tool in this AI writer app. If you happen to need both an AI writer and an email finding tool, this might be useful, but for me, I just find it a bit random. You can also see that they allow the custom models. This is basically a sandbox mode where you can have a bit more ability to tweak how the AI model is. If I can speak, that would be good. They do have some very good supporting documents, although for most people I don't think you really need a lot of supporting documents for an AI writer, because it's fairly straightforward. So without further ado, let's get into a document and we can start generating some of the content. So I've already made this hedgehog document. Now I can show you now what I was kind of talking about with the UI, with the user interface. I think you can see on the right side a little bit, but you can see more when I open the AI tools that it looks a bit janky. It doesn't look very professional. I mean, I appreciate their efforts, but everything just seems a little bit off. And like the text, the default size of the text for me is really tiny, so it's annoying. You have to alter that every time. And also when you do some AI generations, I find that the size of the text and the way it looks, it just looks really ugly. So it's really off-putting, frankly. So I'm going to use some of the tools now to compare with the other app that I was talking about, Writer, so that we can basically compare. So we're gonna first ask it for some blog ideas and a basic outline. So can I have a hedgehog as a pet is what we're going to use for the basis when we ask for these outlines. On here I can ask for 3 variants, like so. Right for me. I think it's going to open a new document itself. So while we're here, blog outline again. So I'm going to paste the same thing. Can I have a hedgehog as a pet? So this is where we get into trying to compare the outputs. You see that this one has already started to give me an output. This one is just about to. So this is what I was talking about earlier. You see on the left hand side, this stuff just looks really ugly to me, right? So I don't like the way it looks. It doesn't really help if you use this app a lot. Anyway, let's have a look at what we have. So the title, how to have a hedgehog as a pet. Section, hedgehog care, hedgehog diet, hedgehog housing. This is okay, but it's not exactly on point, because I asked for it to be, can I have a hedgehog as a pet? And there doesn't seem to be anything in there about that. Do I need to have a hedgehog as a pet? How much does a hedgehog cost? What kind of medical treatment? Housing, hedgehog care, hedgehog. So again, it's not exactly what I asked for. It's okay. Hedgehog as a pet. What type of hedgehog can I have as a pet? What materials are used? Yeah, again, quite general. Questions I would ask before having a hedgehog as a pet. How to have a hedgehog as a pet. How to raise a hedgehog, how to groom a hedgehog, how to keep a hedgehog healthy. So it's okay, but it doesn't really say anything about the whole, can I have a hedgehog as a pet? That was the whole thing, right? This one here then, so we have perfect pet. What are hedgehogs and why should I get one? Hedgehog housing requirement. Oh, why get a hedgehog? Hedgehog housing requirements. Hedgehog diet and health considerations. How to train your hedgehog. Pros and cons of getting a hedgehog as a pet. Pros, cons, conclusions. Okay. Maybe we ask for one more, because I did look at quite a lot more outputs from the Content Villain app. But so far, I would say that the right for me here. Oh, here we go. Can I have a hedgehog as a pet? What you need to know. Okay, how to care for a hedgehog. Tips for new hedgehog owners. How much do hedgehogs cost? When should I buy a hedgehog? Or how do you know if my child is ready for one yet? So I would say in general, the outputs that I got from Writer there are slightly better than from Content Villain. Content Villain is not bad, but I would say the outputs I got from Writer were slightly better. Okay, let's go back to the tools. We're going to do one more AI generation. If we go to social media and ads, so we can do Facebook ad headlines. I believe this tool also has Facebook ads. Product name, Hedgehog Land. Product descriptions, we sell the cheapest and best hedgehogs in America. Okay. And again, I'm going to try and use the exact same inputs to see what the outputs are. Product name. Okay, so it does give me the same stuff. Hedgehog land. Okay, we're going to get rid of this because it might get confusing otherwise. And then we're going to generate ad headlines. Oh, hang on, I did a bit of a typo there. Sorry about that. So let's do 3 variants. Oh, I forgot to get rid of what it already had done. It's okay, it's all here. So I just get rid of the previous, and I'm going to have to regenerate this because I messed it up. Hedgehog, not, yeah, Hedgehog Land. Okay, Hedgehog Land. We sell the cheapest of hedgehogs in America. Okay, so it should work now. So the lowest prices on hedgehogs. Ad copy. We know that you love hedgehogs as much as we do, and for that reason we carry the lowest prices on hedgehogs in America. With a large selection of colours and breeds, you will find the perfect pet for you. I'm not sure that you can get lots of different colours of hedgehogs, but anyway, on the whole, that's not bad. Be the first to buy your hedgehog. Make this Hedgie's year. Interesting choice. The best one yet with our adorable and cheap hedgehogs. All of our hedgehogs are $30 and under, making them perfect for any budget. Start your search today and you'll find a perfect hedgehog for you. Again, it's not bad. Hedgehog Land is the best place for hedgehogs. I bet it is. Hedgehog Land is a hedgehog and pet store that sells only hedgehogs. We have some of the cheapest rates in all of America. Come by and see it today. I mean, that is actually not bad with some slight human tweaking. All 3 of those are quite viable. Okay, for some reason it's not really giving me any input, any output here. Get more outputs. That's weird. It didn't want to give me any outputs. Cheapest is that it? Cheapest hedgehogs in America. So for me that doesn't work at all. And it only gives me 1. For some reason, it only gives me 1. And I have product name Hedgehog Land. Okay. Does it make a difference if I have America with a capital? So yeah, one of the other things I find with this app is it's a little bit glitchy. See, the content villain thing, it's a little bit glitchy. So it kind of is not ideal. I don't really have this kind of glitchiness with the other apps I use, but you can see that the writer ones worked straight away. Right now, in the document here, you're supposed to be, well, you can see on the bottom right hand side it has a write for me button here. So if I was to paste in like an intro here of my own, and then if I was to press write for me, it's supposed to then start writing. But this is another of the functions that is not working, or I can't seem to get it to work. So for me this is not very good, and I can even attempt to highlight all the text and then ask it to write for me, but whatever I've tried, it doesn't really work. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole the glitchiness. The outputs, when you get outputs, they don't seem that bad. They seem pretty good on here, but when you're in a hurry, when you are trying to generate AI for your business, you don't really want to run into things like this, right? So yeah, so then you can see that in this review I've been doing a lot of comparisons with writer, and I suppose I should show you on this app how that kind of a function ought to work. If I do the exact same thing here, I highlight it, I go to continue writing, and that's how it is supposed to work, right? It's supposed to write for you, and this is a really useful function because often I find with a lot of AI writers at the moment that the AI is not very, it's not really good enough, like to fully write things and to structure things on its own. So by using this kind of write for me function, it's a good way for you to work alongside AI, like to come up with a document or some kind of text. But unfortunately I can't seem to get it to work on here, which is a shame. So then when we look at the final part of all of this, we look at the pricing. So we can see here now, I think when they came up with the Content Warrior pricing, they must have had a lot of alcohol or something. I don't know, because I for the life of me, I don't know why they've decided like to go for 49 US a month as like the normal plan. I mean, there isn't even a free trial that's going to cost you 5 US, but 49 US a month. Yes, it is for unlimited and it's for long form, but still, that seems really pricey to me. Um, then when you look at Writer, you can see that for a fairly okay, well, there's a free one, a free plan, which there isn't a free option on here. And then the medium size plan is only $9 a month, or if you were to pay for a year up front, $90, and you would get 100,000 characters a month and everything. And then for the unlimited, that would only cost you $29 a month, or $290 a year. So as you can see, Writer, which is a platform which you can see in this video has been working a lot better, is also a lot cheaper than Content Villain. So the only upside for Content Villain is that they have a long form content generator, whereas Writer, you would have to use the different things here for you to generate an article yourself. So you would have to go to the blog outline here. You would have to first make your outline so you have all the headings, and then you would have to go manually into the blog section writing and try to generate each individual section, whereas on Content Villain they do have a tool which allows you to generate a whole blog article at once. So for me, that's the only benefit of this over Writer. You can see that this platform, it doesn't really look very nice. It's quite glitchy, and then with all of that, it's still, in my opinion, quite overpriced. So I would rather recommend that you go use Writer than you use Content Villain. So I will leave a link in the description for Writer. That'll be my affiliate link, and I highly recommend that if you're interested in an AI writer that is very similar to Content Villain, that you go and sign up for their free plan and see how you like it, and to play around with it. I wouldn't at this moment recommend the Content Villain at this price with all of the glitchiness. If you have your own opinions, if you've used either of these tools, I would love you to let me know what you think about them in the comment section. And if you've made it this far, well done. It turned out into a slightly longer video than I thought it was going to be, but thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.